This is Boxing Tickets NI in association with SB Sports. We're delighted to be joined once again by Mr. John Cooney. How are you, mate?
Yeah, all good, man. All good. Nice to be back. Good to be back chatting to you.
Definitely. And I guess when sometimes you get so close to fight, obviously you're fighting pretty much what about 24 hours from now. I guess it's seeing them different elements, but you're always calm, composed, and relaxed now. So we're not getting you to the stage yet where you're weight, not even say weight trained, but hungry and everything else. You're just relaxed and ready to go, I guess. And fighting in London for the first time as a pro as well. Did you ever think? I guess you never really thought that these moments would sort of happen.
Oh no, 100%. I knew this day would come. I knew I'd fight back in London. Eventually, at one point, I didn't think it maybe be as soon as it has come. But no, it's good. It's like obviously I started boxing. First gym I ever went to was in London. So yeah, it's good to be back here and doing it as a professional now. So I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to it.
Definitely. Obviously, I know you were initially supposed to be scheduled to fight tonight, and your call, and obviously then the day was pushed back one, but didn't really make any difference whether it was Friday or
Yeah,
Saturday night.
no, look, I was a bit gutted, obviously, because your call is a famous venue, somewhere that I've always wanted to watch boxing, let alone just box myself. So I was a bit gutted about that. But look, this is boxing, do you know what I mean? Trials and tribulations is what it is. Boxing's one of them games, I could be here today, gone tomorrow and stuff. So I'm just happy that I got a fight on the same weekend. It wasn't too much of a change. It was just a day later. So yeah, no change in preparations really.
And I guess obviously it's sort of a bit of a later sort of start to, I guess, probably Mark's. Obviously, the idea was to get you obviously a run out, in the first quarter. Obviously, you're supposed to fight last month in February, but I guess the Christmas sort of blues kick in. Obviously, the flu and things like that sort of kick in, and you weren't obviously able to fight on his card in Europa. But I guess the good thing he's got you out, tomorrow in London and get you a fight in the first quarter of the year.
Yeah,
First,
no,
yeah, first quarter, aye.
Yeah, no, I was unfortunately after the Christmas. I was training all through the Christmas, keeping myself away from all the things that shouldn't have been. And I went away with my partner over the New Year's Eve, and I was training. I was training hard, and just as we were heading home, like the last day, I started feeling ill. And then when I got home, I wasn't great, and I was in bed for a week. Couldn't train for the whole first week of the new year. I had a viral kind of like chest infection. It was a bit like a respiratory virus, and yeah, put me out training for a week. And then obviously it was the very start of February that the show was supposed to be, so it would have been like 2 weeks of training and then cutting and blah blah blah. And it just like I spoke to Mark about it, and he just said like, look, it's not the end of the world. I'll be able to get you out again, sort of thing, if you're not ready. So and there's no hiding in the ring. So the last place you want to be if you're not 100% is fighting in the ring. So yeah, obviously, like I say, this has popped up now. We thought it was going to be today, but it's tomorrow now that I'm fighting on March the 11th. So yeah, it's I got straight back in the gym after it and worked towards this date. Or we didn't know we had this date till a few weeks ago. But yeah, no, it's all good. Mark's great at that. If something pops up, he'll get you on it. Like he's a busy man. He's good.
Definitely, obviously, you're learning obviously the tricks and the traits of Mark the Magic Man the Lob early on. He can work wonders for anybody's career, and I'm sure Mark would have sort of you as a fighter sometimes you'd probably want 2 weeks, be all right, I'll just get in and do it. And sometimes just having him in the background to go, no rush, we'll get you another fight. You know the other fight's gonna come.
Yeah, that's it. Look, a fighter will fight. I was kind of saying, "Oh, I'll be grand. I'll be fine." But realistically, when you get back into training, even though you've only took a week off, but because you've been ill, it sets you back like a month. And but the realisticness of it is you have these people around you like Mark and stuff to guide you and advise you, and he picked the right thing and not fighting, and now we've got this date tomorrow, which I'm looking forward to, and I'm feeling 100%. So yeah, worked out
Talk,
for the best.
talk to me obviously about the opponent. Obviously, when I seen obviously the opponent coming up, I sort of said, well, I wasn't expecting it, and I'm brutally honest, sometimes I was. Whenever, your last fight was November, you'd sort of go, you know what, maybe take another easier sort of building block up. But obviously you're fighting Graveskin Mendoza, who's 6-1 with 4 KOs. Is this sort of you now? You know, I know sometimes they say talk's cheap and everything else, but is this you now wanting to go up through the levels to show exactly who you are and what you're all about?
Yeah, look, I mean, like I'm a fighter. I will fight anyone happily. It doesn't bother me. I'd jump up through levels before I could. Even if there was no ladder. But at the end of the day, Mark's a great manager. He's proven time and time again he knows how to get people to the top, and I have no fear of fighting anyone. So like I said to him from the very get go, from we say our first conversations is that I'm happy to fight anyone. I'd never question. I just say, who am I fighting? Happy days. Do you know what I mean? It really doesn't bother me. Do you know what I mean? If I'm gonna get to where I believe I'm gonna get to, someone like Graven Mendoza or whatever his name is, who's 6-1, I should be able to beat him. I should
Mm.
be. It's that simple, and I should be able to do it in good fashion and look levels above him. And that's what I plan on doing. And yeah, hopefully we can keep taking steps up. I don't. To be honest with you, I fought a journeyman last time out. What is deemed a journeyman has boxed a few Irish lads and stuff. And like I said, I would put on a dominant performance, and that's what I did. And I knocked him out in the third round. I want more of a test, and hopefully maybe tomorrow I get that. Maybe I don't. Who knows? But I want to keep going through the levels and push on quick enough. I believe I can do that. So.
It's not, I guess, a thing of disrespect to obviously journeymen, but sometimes when they're doing their best to survive and they're not coming to win, it's hard
Yeah.
sometimes to look good against them. Whereas
Oh,
when you have
look, they've
someone
got
coming to take your head off,
yeah.
you're gonna have to be forced to show your level.
Exactly. Look, at the end of the day, no, like you said, no disrespect to them. They're journeymen. They're vital to the game. And I'm sure down the line I'm gonna have to fight another journeyman, or you might come back for warm ups. Even world class fighters do it. There's different levels of journeyman.
Mm.
And that's part of the game, and we need them and stuff. But realistically, I think people are gonna see the best of me when someone's coming for me and they truly believe they're going to win as well. And I think that's when I'll show what I'm really about, and people will see how talented I really am and how good I can really be. So hopefully we can do that over this year. Really, I want to start stepping up and towards the end of this year, early next year. I want some big titles. Definitely.
And I guess obviously I know you've got your fight tomorrow to look ahead to, but obviously Jamie Conlon obviously alerted to me last week that you're obviously in 6 weeks' time you're going to be fighting in Galway. So you're going full circle at the moment, John. You're getting a fight in London, and then you're getting a fight in Galway. It just couldn't work out any better for you.
No, it couldn't. I have to say now, it's worked out pretty good. Like say, I grew up in London, so to fight in London is great for me. I have plenty of friends and family still here and stuff. So, and then obviously I'm living in Galway. I've been in Galway for the last, I don't know, I think it's 7 or 8 years now. I think it's touching 8 years. So, yeah, obviously I have a barber shop there as well where I work and stuff, and so to be able to go back and fight there, like in my shop where I work, I always get people saying, "Oh, if you ever fighting in Galway, let me know. If you ever fighting in Galway, let me know." I was always kind of blasé, saying, "Yeah, maybe one day, maybe one day." Didn't think it was going to happen. And then obviously I heard the talk of Kira, them bringing the show back for Kira Malloy, and look, it's just one of them things you have to kind of see it to believe it. And now that it's happening, I'm buzzing, and it does seem to. I've seen Kieran Malloy said it does seem to be a quite a big buzz around Galway about it, and it does. I've had people messaging me saying, "Are you sure you're going to have tickets?" Because apparently it's already sold out and all this sort of stuff. So obviously, some of the fighters been allocated a certain amount of tickets and that, but no, I'll have no problem getting rid of my tickets, and I have to say I'm looking forward to it, but at the end of the day, I do have a job to do tomorrow first, and I haven't really focused too much on Galway in that sense, because tomorrow, like I say, I have a job to do, and it could all fall apart if tomorrow doesn't go well, if I don't get out injury free or any of them things. So I'm only really focused on tomorrow, but of course I'm looking forward to Galway.
Obviously, fighting in London tomorrow, I guess sometimes everybody wants to obviously have people talking and everything else, but for you, it's sort of if a chance comes for obviously a stoppage, you're going to take it, but you're not going to go looking
100% I
for it.
am.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look for it as well. I'll be looking for it as well. No, look, at the end of the day, I want to knock people out. When I get in that ring, I want to be exciting. I want to be entertaining. I want to knock people out. There's not many fighters out there that, if you said it to them, well, would you take a knockout in round 2 or 3? That wouldn't take it. Now, obviously, you're not going to rush in like a madman looking for something that's not there. Still going to box and try to look good and win the fight and whatever. But if I see opportunities, I will take them. I'm naturally very aggressive in the ring, and if I see any opportunity to take them out there, that's what I'm going to do. And it'll be the same tomorrow. I know he's got more. He's got more knockouts than I have. He's got the same amount of wins as I have. I guarantee when I get in there and he feels the power, he's not going to want it as bad as I do. So.
And he's not going to have met a southpaw slickster like yourself. It's a tongue twister.
Yeah, yeah. A southpaw who can bang as well. I've got a heavy left hand as I showed in my last fight. So I'm planning to let that one go tomorrow as well.
Sort of not looking too far ahead. Obviously, you know, is it titles and things you want? Like we're seeing so much title activity. Like I said to Jamie Conlan last week, there's no Irish cards that are sort of happening now without, a Celtic title of some sort, whether it's a British boxing board or whether it's the BUI Celtic or the Irish title. You're probably going to get to the stage. I know you have a British license now, so you'll probably maybe have to go down the British
Yeah,
boxing
look,
board Celtic title.
yeah, look, I'm looking at the British route, you know.
Mm.
That's not to say that I wouldn't fight domestically in Ireland, you know. All you have to do is get in contact with Mark, and if it makes sense, we'll do it. You know, like I said, and I'll say 100 times over, I'll fight anyone. It really, really does not matter to me if it's right for my career, I'll fight anyone. But we are looking at the British, you know, the British level, British title. That's what I'm looking at, and I want that next year. So whatever steps we have to take, whatever fights we have to take to make that possible, that's what we're looking at. And like I said, I leave that all down to Mark. He's the man. He's the man with a plan. You know, he's done it time and time again. So I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, I should fight this guy or that guy, or I should be doing this or doing that. That's Mark's job. That's what he's there for, you know, and that's what he's good at. So I'm going to leave him do that, and I'll do the fighting.
Definitely, it sounds a good way to do things because that's what his job's there. He's there to promote and manage you and everything else, and make sure that he can guide you in the path and where you want to go, rather than you saying yes to fight everybody and then you're going, "I'm supposed to be going to route A. Why am I going to route B?" Because
Yeah,
you've diverted yourself. But obviously, enjoy tomorrow. Obviously, fighting in London. Sadly, obviously, I don't look to be able to find a stream for it somewhere. So if any of John's friends are going to the fight and they're going to stream it, give us a shout so we can tune in and watch. Um, but obviously, thanks for having a chat with us so soon to the fight, and
yeah, no problem.
I'm sure we'll catch up very very soon whenever you move to 7-0.
Oh, that's 100%,
All right,
100%.
John. All right,
Good
John.
man.
Cheers.
Thank
Take
you very
care.
much. Yeah.
Cheers. Thank you. Thanks. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye.
Nice.